All right. Hello, hello, hello. What's up, people? We are back. Uh, we are back. So it says sign into chat, right? Let me just. I perform some steps. Hmm. All right. So where is the OBS? Can't I add this in a scene? Anyways. Okay. So we were here, we were working on this thing, and yeah, so let's try fix this thing. Okay, so if the data is present, either whichever is present, we'll scrape that. That part is done. And on the else, what I'll do, I'll simply say so we have to do something like this, but because this is going to be called like anyways, so maybe we should not do this. And instead shall we leave this, but again we need an at least a log that okay, this has been started, or whatever error do we like face, right? So maybe we can pass in a logger here. So here we can have logger. Need to import few other variables. Right, This is controller. Okay, guys, make sure you like this stream. And feel free to come on chat to say hi. Cool. So this how this thing will work. And I can say and over here as well. Oh, sorry. We are on the wrong. All right. So I think we are good. Awesome. All right, I think it is. So pro what you coding, scribbling numbers, add a random delay also. Uh yeah, it is a part. I think yeah, scraping is only a part of this thing. So earlier I was doing it with the Postman, so now I'm integrating it my app. And I don't have to like add a random delay because I'm not scraping it like crazy. Only once a day, then I'll use its data. I scrape it and save it on my database and then use its data. So yeah. Noise. Thank you, G. Thank you very much. Awesome. All right. Again, I'm getting this error. I don't know. It's throwing an error. Possibly it's like the IDE is. Anyway, so this part is done, and I can say scrapped, and I can cool. Borrow of moved value logger. Oh, borrow occurs due to deref version to arc. Hello, Igris AGI. Nothing, working on some backend written in Rust. This function checks whether I have scraped data or not. If yes, and it checks by checking into a database that a record present for today's date or not. If not, then it will perform scraping. Otherwise, it will leave it. Uh, I think I have implemented clone for that. If I go inside this, I have a sender. I also implemented a clone for it. Straight clone, and it clones the sender. So maybe I can just, I cannot do it like this, I guess. Found this correct. uh, yeah, here will be the error because trade bound this. Why we need clone? Because this value, it that will be moved here, right? So we need to clone it, and there are some downsides of cloning, but if I go inside logger, as you can see, it's a channel, like a transmitter, like a sender, right? And this sender is very small, so we don't have to worry about it cloning. Also, it uses arc and all, so we can clone it safely. No issues in cloning it. X. Where were we? We can clone sender. And here I hope so. Let's see. Yeah, cool. Because see, I'm passing in logger on scrape and store mega millions. So this value, that logger, is moved over here and I'm using it over here. So that will throw an error. In order to prevent that, I can clone it on the top and use the cloned one. So this way this logger uh, can be moved. No harm in this. In this scenario, no harm. Okay, yeah, this part is done. Let me check if we have anything over here. No, everything good. We have some warnings and we don't care about warnings. Cool. All right. So now this check game data, this we will implement in this our client side on use effect. Right. Home. So before this, actually we have to do, because this home page detail will fetch the data from that table. So any ideas where should we do it? Mm, Alright guys, I'm adding some poll over here, so make sure you guys opt for the poll. Alright, so make sure you opt for the poll. The poll is running guys, come on, hit that thing. Hit that thing. Clone is hard to explain without explaining ownership. Yep. Absolutely. Okay, so we need something so that we can implement this API endpoint, consume that thing over here. So this dispatch, as you can see, will fetch the game details, home page details, and that API eventually looks for the that scraped data. And the separate endpoint that was we were calling it from Postman, we updated that thing into a different endpoint that checks whether the data is available or not. If not, it will scrape it, otherwise it will leave it. So we need to call that thing over here. So if I go inside homepage detail, we can kind of modify this thing only. uh, if I go inside fetch homepage detail, have you seen? Okay. Okay, sorry for that. Fetch homepage detail. So yeah, get home cards with scraped data. So maybe before this we can check. What do you guys say? Before that we can check for this thing. Mm-hmm. Instead of returning it responder, maybe we can return boolean value. What do you think? What do you think? Now here, if here is the issue with this thing. Take game data. Okay, get powerwall data is this, right? What if I say let I can say responsive for now, let's say this. Check game data. This right? It says this returns a respond. Oh, okay. This returns a responder. I think this will break. But let's try this out. This will break, I think. Hmm. Yes. So opaque type. So what happens here is, so the compiler thinks this function, everything is returning a kind of concrete type. You see HTTP response, here is HTTP response, but this thing is returning a return type that implements a trait called responder. So it is throwing an issue that, okay, compiler knows that the impl responder will return an HTTP response, but it could be anything. So that's why an opaque type. So compiler need to make sure that you return a concrete type from here. So we need to adjust that thing, or we need to adjust check game data function, because I don't see any other way to you to consume this endpoint over here. I cannot dispatch two functions one by one, right? There should be check from this function only. What do you think? CPU working area is covered by some UI elements. Penguin, hello, welcome. Amazing, we have 6 votes for now. Cool. That was earlier. The cursor is in the center now, so it's fine. Okay. 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 So yeah, this is this was the issue here. So what should we do? What should we do? Expected opaque type. Check game data. I'm just crazy. Maybe let's see what happens. Okay, now for now let's forget this is en route. Now I can treat it as a and okay, it is, so it will throw an error now. So I will just remove this thing from here and I'll just pour in something. Remove this thing from here as well. It says found this and this. Okay, now let's update these things as well. Expected data logger. Found this. No, I updated this, buddy. What are you saying? What are you saying, man? I updated this thing. This has to be removed now. So let's comment this thing. Cool. Now I can simply say that it doesn't need an impl responder. We can just simply return boolean from here. We can return boolean from here. So if I get this error on this thing, so I return op, no, I should not return option, I should return false. Oh, and this is async. Okay. Maybe, you know what? Insert bool actix-web error. Unused E. Now here, this thing is solved, but it says res has never been used, sir. We'll use it. We'll use it. Now here's the thing. Okay. If everything goes well, did I manage error here? Scrape and store. Runs this thing. Return an error. Maybe this has to be changed as well. This has to be changed as well. This is getting messy. Getting messy. If any of these fails, either this or either this, if any of this fails, hello. Hi, Kiran. Nothing, man. Just working on a backend written in Rust. And just give me a minute. Yeah. So I'm writing this endpoint. The issue is here too many variables are there. Too much things are involved here. So what benefit will I get after updating this thing? Because there are like two separate functions, and if any of them fails, I mean, in local this fails in local, but in production it perfectly scrapes things. Mm. And what is the purpose of this thing then? This responder type thing, if I'm not using it as a response, it is working as a utility function. So maybe I can say bool and error. So now here I can simply, now this is an error, so I can simply return false, and after this insertion I can return true, and over here I can say false. There is no, like, it doesn't matter if it returns him like responder or not, because I'm not going to use it as an endpoint. It is working as a function here. So okay, now here, okay, here is the result now. So that has to be handled. What if it, what if this throws an error? Then we are doomed. So let's do that, and we're gonna use unwrap here. mm. Whatever is the case, I have to return. Whatever is the case, I have to return, so I'll be using this here. No, this thing is, Okay. So this thing, it returns okay true or returns okay false if the data is not scraped. But this thing doesn't make sense. This thing doesn't make sense. Okay, cool. So this is it. Now I need to test it because the API endpoint is already implemented. So I just need to refresh my app running and hopefully I'll see no errors. The backend is working. I don't see any issues. The front end over here, I need to hit R. Oh yes. Oh yes. Cool. Just one more thing to be sure. Workbench. Let's truncate some data. Let's truncate this thing, entire table. Truncate. Truncate. Missing 0. Now let's hit re and see how this goes. Come on. It's time to test the thing. Fetch homepage details. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It works. It works. And if I refresh it, it works. So the thing is, let's see over here. I do a check game data, and this function will check scraped data. If this thing is good, then it goes inside here, right? And just say checked. So let me just see my info logs. Cool. Game data checked at this results, then it goes in scraper controller, then game data checked, game type powerball, mega millions cup started, game data checked. That is fine. Awesome. So we are done here. Another issue solved. SD. Ooh. So I think it's time we push it. Get status. Game details endpoint. Okay. Let's see on the front end. I need to check what is the difference here. So I'll do a git diff. Nothing. Let's push it. Okay. Code pushed for the day. Repo cleaned. Working tree is clean, guys. So we are up for the day. The next task would be to add some error toasters, or we have a fresh search screen here that is open to ideas, and this events tab is also there. The profile section is quite good, tools section is quite good, home section is quite good. Awesome. Let's take some chats. Not able to see front end bhai. Okay, that's because I have hidden it. It is not supposed to be shown. Amazing. So I think it's time to leave. That was the issue that we were working on today, like in the day. Then I cut off my like stream due to electricity issue, and we back and we solved that. So made our working tree clean, pushed the changes. All right. Amazing. We have 4 likes. Come on, guys. Also, guys, if you are not into tech, then please don't subscribe, because that will be a, that will not count for me, at least. So if you are into tech, or if you want to learn Rust, or if you are working as a Rust dev, or a student who want to learn Rust, or a tech guy, then do subscribe my channel. If you are just visiting, you can just like the stream, and that will be all for today. I'll see you next time with some other tasks. Maybe I can come in between if I like kind of feel something to share about any DSA thing or something like. And other than that, I'm posting my GitHub handle so that you guys can check that out. There are some good beginner friendly projects that you can contribute to start your Rust journey. So this is my GitHub, and this is my X account. X or Twitter. And one more thing, there is a buy me a coffee link I'm posting, just like that. I'm posting, not necessary to go through that, but just like that. All right, uh feel free to like go on to these things. Otherwise you can just search me out on LinkedIn. There you will get all the links. On GitHub you will see something like all the links of mine. So it's matrx123. All right guys, bye bye, see you soon. I'm ending the stream now. Thank you very much everyone for being on the stream. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.